Okay, now I will present about our group assignment project plan. The first one is to divide the task. The group leader divide their task according to the scope of work that has been set to the group members fairly, so that the work can be complete smoothly. The second is make a plan. We choose and send a request email to the Hershey factory to conduct information search for our project. Unfortunately, we received a rejection email from the Hershey factory because they did not allow a site visit at the factory. So we choose Mary Brown as the company that will help for our assignment project because they agreed to share some information with us. Next is cost. We plan to rent a car so that we can easily go to the interview season with the manager of Mary Brown. But it costs very high, so we choose to use the e-hailing service that named Grab to meet the manager of Mary Brown. Next is time. So we discuss with the manager of Mary Brown to choose a suitable date to conduct a interview season together. Next is consultation. We meet our lecturer to ask questions and check the progress of our project to avoid any mistakes during the course of our project. 6. Is we start composing the report after we got and collected the information shared by Mary Brown's manager. Each group members has to compose their own part to speed up the completion of our report before the project submission date arrive. Lastly, submission. We prepare and revise together the report and presentation slides of our group before sending our project to the lecturer to avoid mistake or deficiencies found in our project. We also need to submit on time to avoid delay in submit of our project. So, I will pass to the next presenter.
So today, I will presenting my part which is scheduling. So right now, I will explain about our work progress and predecessors. So here is a whole table and inside that, there are 3 columns which is activity, description and immediate predecessors. For activity column, it shows the alphabet letter from A to H for represent the description columns. For example, A for group discussion and B to divide the work. While immediate predecessor column will show the networking between the whole activity to know how they are linked with each other. Next is our AON network that our group makes. It shows the flow of how that activity start until the end. We place each task of the activity in the circle shape we use for the node, then we connect the nodes with arrow to show their dependency, this activity really well for start or finish. Okay, we begin from the start. So activities A and B have no predecessors, so they can begin at start. That's why they are symbol slash at the previous table. And then activity C needs activity A to be completed before it can start. After that, activity D needs activity B to be completed before it can start. Next, activity E needs activity C and D to be completed before it can start. So moreover, activity F needs activity E, activity G needs activity F, and lastly, activity H needs activity G. So let's move on to the next slide, which is I will show you my tables for duration time for each activity needs to be done. So this table shows the duration for each activity need to be done, and we measure it by weeks, and our project will be done before our final exam, which is in week 12. So for example, our group discussion and we divide the work we do within week 1 and week 2. And next, to select a company to be interviewed, we discuss in week 2 and week 3. So the total for all activity is 12 weeks.
We use the backward technique to generate CPM, where we start the calculation with the 12th week, which is the project submission week. It starts with the 12th week minus 0 because this hash process is the final process. Then the 12th week will be subtracted by 6 for us to get the period to run the G process, where the suitable period to run the G process is as much as 6 weeks. Then as well as the subsequent process. So this is our group Gantt chart, where we make this Gantt chart using a week scale.
Next, I will continue about the project controlling. So I have included 4 main points about project controlling, which is cost, time, management work, and also overall cost and time. For the first point, which is cost, we have only the transportation cost. For away trip, our group went to the destination by taking Grab car to the Mary Brown, and it is cost us only RM5. So the 5 of us paid RM1 for each person. And second point is time. We set a time to complete the interview session, at least 1 hour, and we finished doing that at 4:30 p.m. We also made a preparation in terms of the questions that will be asked to the Mary Brown manager. And second point, which is visiting the Mary Brown, we only take about 10 minutes to arrive at the destination, and we left at 2:50 p.m. and arrived at 3 p.m. And for the trip return to the college, for return trip, we scheduled to return at 5 p.m. and arrive at the college at 5:10 p.m. by taking bus. And third main point, which is management work. As for assignment, we have a consultation with Sir regarding our assessment so that we will not out of the track. And our leader always control and remind us about when we need to submit the task. Some of the day, our group leader and other members will make measurement performance of our assignment as to achieve the goals to complete before the due date. And for lastly, for overall cost and time, we only spend RM5 for cost, and for the time, the travel time to the destination, interview session, and return college was only 2 hours and 40 minutes.
So next, I'm going to talk about the issues that we face during our group planning. So the first issues that we need to face is the money. So at the time, we had a very limited amount of money, and we also need to consider about the transportation costs and our meal costs. Therefore, what we do is that we try to squeeze the budget as much as we can so that we can avoid waste of money. The second issues that we face is time constraint. So as a student, we have a very limited amount of time to spare since we have our own timetables during the weekdays. Not only that, we also need to follow the manager's time. So what happened is that when we set a date, it's either the manager can't interview with us, can't do this consultation with us, or we have other activities that we need to do instead of during the interview. So after a few consultation, we finally had the final date to date the interview. So the third issues that we face is site visit. Mary Brown is not the first company that we try to do an interview with. The first company that we tried to contact is Hershey Malaysia at Senai. At the time, we tried to do an interview with them. Unfortunately, currently, they are not taking any interviewer. And then we tried to do an interview with an electrical factory near Bandar Penawar. Also, unfortunately, after a few confirmation, the manager that told us that their factory is not allowed for a site visit. And then an idea just struck us. We have an acquaintance that worked as a manager at Mary Brown Bandar Penawar. Therefore, we tried to contact him, and luckily we got a slot of interview with him. So the fourth issues that we face is lack of information. So what happened is that after we make an interview with Mary Brown, When we tried to make a report out of it, we discovered that there are still informations that we didn't get the answer of. So what we do is that we need to contact the manager of Mary Brown again to acquire the information.
Last but not least, recommendation. Being good at project management are synonym with following best project management practices. Based on the project management of the assignment, we still need to improve on our way on how we do our project assignment. We decided to do few recommendations to ensure all of our group members understand the requirements that has been given. First recommendation that our group can do are planning. We do lack of planning during our project given. We face the problems where we did not know which part that we need to do for the project. Besides, we also facing a problems that during we do the project, there are another project from another subject that has been assigned to us. This situation caused us to miss focus about the project that we are currently doing. The solution for our problems are we need to have a better planning next time during we do our project. We need to quickly get to know the requirements and the things that we need to do when the project has been given. We need to quickly brief to all of our group members to make sure that they understand the project. Second solution are we need to have a good planning on when to complete the project to make sure we did not mess up with the project that has been given, whether from this project or another project. Next, recommendation for our group are regarding the time management. Time management are really crucial to make sure that the project can be done by the due date that has been given. Problems that we face during this project doing process are we have a difficulties to set an interview session with the manager to get information regarding the project. Next, we have a problem when there are test session has been done during the day we wanted to interview the manager. The solution for these problems are we need to discuss the day that we wanted to interview the manager. So communication between our group and the manager are really important to make sure that there are time for our group and the company to have an interview session. This situation also will make sure that they are ready for the interview. We need to have the professionalism attitude while dealing with the company. And the next solution we need to set a schedule to make sure that there are no delay time during we do the project. Lastly, the recommendation for our projects group consulting session. This problem had caught us a little bit of confused during we do our project. Consultation are the situation where we refer to our lecturer to make sure what we do are correct or not. The solution for these problems are group leader need to play a big role to ask all of the group members to consult with the lecturer to make sure that there are no mistake in our project, so we will do better for our project. And as a conclusion, this project has helped us a lot to improve ourselves, to make sure that what we are doing are good and to be a better person in the future. I think that's all from me and my group. Thank you.